Spread the love, spread the love. Lady. Got to show
And of
more
course, you can understand
love.
why that's my favorite song, right? Wonderful, wonderful. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorites on that rhythm, for sure. Now let's have a chat with the lady herself, Linda. Linda, oh, she's singing away. She's singing away. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I think that's the first time with me.
Yes, thank you so much, Eka, for having me.
You're
you
welcome.
are a true gem girl. Good morning to
You
you.
too.
And good morning to St.
Lucia.
Lucia. It has been one of my favorites for a long time. And even if I produce other music that I really love, this one is just in the top of my favorites list. Definitely. And I want to say good day to all of my Choco lovers listening on stream on Radio 100. It's a pleasure that you could lock in and listen to my interview. Eka, thank you so much for having me. I'm forever grateful.
That's wonderful. Lady, you have one long list of achievements as far as music is concerned. So before we get into all that, take us way back. Great. So how did this start?
The people that grew up around my area may recollect me singing loudly, either on the rooftop of my home or on a swing in the backyard. I've always loved songs from Whitney Houston and the Commodores. My father used to blast the greats. And I fell in love with harmony and harmonizing from that very tender age of 4 and 5. And I joined the children's choir. And it was then that the choir leader realized that I had a love for music. Because when she taught me the alto pieces, it would just stick to me. And no matter who's singing next to me, I'm sticking to what you teach me in alto or soprano. So I started to blossom like this. And when I was maybe about 6 years old, I wrote my first original dedicated to my aunt who was not feeling well. And trust me, I'm not going to sing it for you. It's hilarious. But they had me singing it in front of the entire church, and that just stuck with the older adults, the senior adults. They fell in love with me because of that song. And it just grew from there. I was in the youth choir, then I became the choir director of the youth choir and the adults choir. Then I took it to my nursing school, first student nurses choir in 2000. And of course, when I graduated as a nurse, at nurses, St. Lucia Nurses Choir. I love choirs, so I have been participating, whether it be a member or a director, on island-wide choirs. I went to Martinique as a solo artist, and the choir fell in love with my song, Thank You, and they sang it, and I became a member of the choir on 2 consecutive years. They called me back to perform, and it was just heavenly to be part of a huge choir, not being the director, but just being part of the choir. That was just amazing.
So, music, as far as you're concerned, has been from maybe infancy?
Infancy, yes.
Infancy to now.
To now.
And of course, going on to your generation.
That's right.
For sure.
Yeah.
So tell us about your achievements.
I have been grateful to be connected to a lot of producers, regional and internationally. Because when I became a radio announcer in 2002, I linked up with Jamie Thomas of Rise and Shine Tempo. We were doing a show called Drive Time, where I would link with Trinidad, and I got connected to a lot of DJs through that. I also got connected to Arnold Kelly of Jamaica, where we began the Caribbean Hour, which was a 1-hour recorded program where we'd travel around the island and other countries out of the region to record concerts, gospel concerts. As long as Caribbean people are involved, we go to cover it. And by this, I met a lot of international DJs and radio announcers as well. They fell in love with my personality, but they didn't know I could sing until I started giving them 1 or 2 singles. And they were like, but girl, you sing. Come on, drop the music. So I started distributing my music that way, and they would promote me because we became more than just colleagues, but friends. And because of that, I hosted in Bahamas the Caribbean Gospel Music Awards in Bahamas. It's called the Marlin Awards. Whether radio announcing, live broadcast recording, or on-stage hosting with Jamie Thomas. And I decided, you know what? Let me just send 1 or 2 of my songs to the Marlin Awards. And I got nominated for the Best Jazz Vocal Performance of the Year for my single, Feeling the Vibe. And that was in 2010. And in that same year, I got nominated for Calypso Soca Performance of the Year for my single, More of You. The Feeling the Vibe, I got the award in St. Lucia for Best Jazz Single. So I was really appreciative to see that, not just locally, but my music was actually appreciated regionally as well as internationally. And other awards I got through college life and so on were awards about contribution to college life, musical contributions, and so on.
You've performed all over in St. Lucia, in the region, the US as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little about these performances.
These performances, I got invited to these performances after, like I told you, since I developed such a network through radio, I was able to perform in Trinidad and Tobago, in St. Vincent, in Barbados, at Barbados Gospel Fest, Fun in the Sun, on a few consecutive years, including the last recent one was Laughter and Jazz during the Gospel Festival. Also in French Guiana with Minel and Big Brother. I also became like a household name in Martinique. They played a lot of my music both on TV and radio, and that was when I really understood what fandom really was. These people, once you could sing really good, they love you and show you appreciation. I got flowers on stage, off stage, autographs to be signed, and the works. St. Lucia is always home to me, so whenever they call me to perform, I've been on stage for National Telethon for a number of years, so people would remember me as a staple for a number of years. And of course, Jazz on the Square, Tea Time Jazz, Four-Door Jazz, and a whole bunch of gospel concerts island-wide. The USA leg was through my family members in the US.
The type of music that you have been doing, tell us about that. Your influence for the type of music, the type of positive lyrics, especially this one, which is playing in the background. Yes. We're getting into the new ones just now, eh? But,
yes.
This
song was produced by Lebo. Big up to Lebo of Chronic Heights Studio. My whole thing is about love, inspiration, and living life positively. So once it is inspiration, once it is positive vibes, I am in it. I do not necessarily like to be labeled as a gospel artist, although I have been affiliated with a world of gospel radio stations, regional-wide and international radio announcers know me as a gospel artist as well. And I worked on a gospel radio station right here in St. Lucia. So my staple, just like, even though Christopher Hunt is now working with creative industries, when people see him, they'll always see him as Lucians. Exactly. So I think when people see me, they'll always think of gospel. But I've always been, since 97, been doing weddings. It's youth-oriented, both locally and regionally. I sing other songs that motivate the youth. For example, my single, Believe, produced by Courtney Curti Louis. This is not a gospel, but it's a motivational song saying that you should believe in yourself. Thanks to Semi, of For Your Glory Studios. He calls me to do all kind of backups, and I will do the fluffy, I'll do the loud, I'll do the choppy, I'll do the jazz. And he challenged me to take my song that I released in 1999, which was a ballad. He challenged me to put it into reggae. And I just run with it. I concentrate on the genre, and I just try to hit it my best way possible. So this is why I have done R&B. I wouldn't be known for jazz on the stage during jazz festivals, thanks to Emerson Nilsson. Also, the dancehall, trust me, I mash it up on stage. So that's what I'm all about. Versatility and positivity.
All right, that's for sure. And of course, setting a huge positive example for us, the young females in the industry. Of course, great vibe, great vibe. So now, let's get into the new selection. One called Unconditional, and then you will tell us a little about it.
All right.
Now tell us about this one, Unconditional. That's a big statement. That's a huge one.
Unconditional love is what we get from God. No matter what we're going through, anytime, any place, God will always be there to love you up. A lot of times we beat up ourselves because our human friends beat us up verbally sometimes. But trust me, you could never get that from your higher power as you understand it. And that is one I just want to big up Danielle for producing, and the live drums on there. That's just the fire hands of Byron Finilla doing live drums in studio on that track.
Now let's take the other one. That's another favorite of mine. And Glued to You, that's a big...
Rewind and come again.
Did you hear this? Rewind and come again. Right down here. Click the like button. Subscribe. Big love. Woo! Lavard, Manifest, Parks of the Bahamas. And I'm sad to say that we lost him in a tragic plane crash last year. Both he and his family and his pastor, Dr. Miles Monroe, and family, They were traveling to a convention in a private jet, and we lost the whole family. His wife was with child at the time. We just lost a whole generation right there. So I want to say good day, and I love you to all his fans, because he is a multi-award winner, and he was really looking forward to doing more stuff. Evidently, he said it on that track there. He really wanted to do some more stuff with me, because that's one person who really believed in me. And from the time he worked on my previous track, In the Way, he just really liked my vibe. So the Vibe concert, he was here for my concert. He was a great supporter, and St. Lucians just loved him. They bought off all of his t-shirts and caps and stuff. He was just amazing. Yeah, man. Good to You was released in December. Just that was my first release out of this entire new monthly release project. And Unconditional was released just yesterday. So every month I'm allowing the Choco lovers to vote on YouTube and on Facebook. Linda Chocolate Birthday or Chocolates Alive on Facebook. Vote every month and decide. You make the decision of the date that I should release the next track. And they were very instrumental in the 15th. I don't know what was so special about the 15th, but thanks to Jackie O, who started it on Facebook, and Curlian, who started it on YouTube, people just continue to vote different dates, but the 15th was the most popular date. And I am just at your service, Choco lovers.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell us about this project. New single every month. Are you working on an album? What's happening? Tell us.
It was an album that I was working on, like, let's say 3 to 5 years ago. It was in a hot project in Daniel's den. So I decided, you know what? When you write songs, after a few years, you don't really feel so connected to it, because you're growing, you're continuously progressing. But the music is so current and so hot that when people like Lebo from Chronic Heights Studio heard it, and Sammy and Boo Hinkson heard it, they're like, no, Chocolate, you have to give some time to that. And I sent it over to Christopher Neal in the US, and he was like, no, Chocolate, big track, drop that. So Christopher Neal took it, mastered it, and that is why I'm trying to make sure I have everything prepared for every month to release a new track. Hopefully I'm looking at the end of the year, close to the end of the year, making it a single release compilation that into an album where the Choco lovers could just have as a gift, as my thank you gift for being so supportive.
All right. Yeah. So you have the R&B, well, you have the hip hop down.
That's right.
You have the R&B down. What's next?
Dancehall. Unconditional is a little feel of dancehall, you could tell.
Yes.
I have ballads for sure. I love ballads. And you are supposed to expect more jazz, more dancehall, more R&B, more hip hop, even a little bit of soca. It's all fusion.
Don't discriminate.
Exactly. I do
right.
not discriminate genres. Love track for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to work on that hard to make sure I have that ready. Somebody already started on the 8th. So, you know, that's a challenge I have to make sure I meet. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do so. It's Linda Chocolate Birthday on YouTube. I've been getting a lot of love, and I've been trying my best to respond to everyone who hails me up on my new tracks on YouTube. Thank you to the Birthday family, the Samuel family, the Delise family, both here and in the US and the UK. Thank you to the Stanislas family in the UK. Thank you to all of my Choco lovers in the UK, in Florida especially, in Bahamas, in Jamaica, in Trinidad, St. Lucia, and all the producers who have been so supportive of me and respectful of my talents, and, you know, just been encouraging. I want to say I love you too, and I respect you for what you're doing. The Popos, the Kures in Babono. I want to say thank you to every single person who has been there for me. Sammy, the producers, Sammy, Lebo, Boo, Daniel, all of you guys, and Eka, a special thank you to you for bigging me up and making time for me this morning. Thank you to all of the radio announcers who's been asking me to send my music. It makes me feel good that, hey, my talent is being appreciated, and I will never think that my head will get swelled-headed, because I am fully grounded, and it's all about music love. If I stop music, I think I'm going to stop breathing.
Superwoman. So, you know, you have to give us a little sample.
You know, I suspect.
Look good. We don't need that. But that's just a tradition. Everyone who comes through, I think it's a little live sample.
No
because
problem.
People think, well, okay, yeah, her voice sounded nice on the radio. She's speaking. Her voice sounded nice. The little music we playing there. But can she really do it? Hey, that's not a question to ask Linda, you know. Give us a little sample.
We gotta say sometimes we pray and think we pray and no answer. Have faith, stay strong. We Choco lovers. Mwah!
Ready on the spot, eh? On the spot. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. And
It's
thank you
my
so much for the
pleasure.
music. Before you go, just let us know what you think about our little music industry, what we're trying to push in St. Lucia. What do you think? Positives, negatives? Give us a little bit of it.
We are mind, body, and spirit. So if we all link up together in the same positive vibes, the DJs in St. Lucia will take us seriously. The DJs in the regional areas and international will take us seriously. This is what has been happening. They're taking us seriously. The music is getting serious. And they're beginning to collaborate with not just each other in St. Lucia, but other people overseas. Because St. Lucia is one of the most talented hubs in the Caribbean. And as long as we start to realize that, in poetry, in music, in production, in arts, name it, we are so talented. I mean, if we tap into our talent, it will be just an explosion.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for what's happening.
Like you're saying, for being on radio and everything I get locally, it has been progressing from year to year to year, especially the quality and the lyrics. So I am thankful that our music, our artists are taking it more serious. Finally, give the youth out there that boost. Tell them why music is a good escape.
Well, let me tell you, seriously, you took it right out of my mouth. Music is a good, great escape. If you love music, you love poetry, you love drawing, you love dancing, you love the arts, do it, do it, do it. But remember, education will get you further. Because when you are fully educated, you speak even more intelligent. You could depict things, you could tell, you can discern things for yourself even better. So make sure you put your education first. And I'm not just saying that. I am trying my best to be an example. From nursing school, I did midwifery, and then I went into doing my bachelor's in public health. And I'm not stopping there. I am looking forward to seeing masters on my page and, doctorate, whatever it is that I could get myself into, because music will bring you far. And hey, what if you lose your voice? Yeah. What if you break your leg? You can't dance anymore. What if you become a little, something changes in your life? Education will always be able to help you fall back on something that is substantial enough to live and provide for your family. So your parents might be right in understanding that, yes, it will not pay you right now, but if you take yourself seriously, there are a lot of artists and producers who will take you seriously and hold you under their wings, because that's what producers are looking for right now. Producers are looking for fresh talent. So when you talk to them and tell them, hey, I have this new track I want you to listen to, they will listen to you. And if they don't listen to you, talk to somebody else. I've always been willing to listen. And if I cannot help that person, I will refer them to somebody else. But there's always somebody in the right place. And disappointments are only there to make you strong. Girl, you know disappointments I've gone through. I have packed my car on the side and cried through my music experience. But it has only made me stronger. So much that even while I'm at work as a nurse, I face challenges and I developed that strength already. So I remind myself, hey, take a deep breath in and let's look at the positive and move on. And all doors that close in your life is because a greater, wider, bigger door is supposed to be open in due time.
Sometimes a whole wall will be knocked down.
Exactly. So don't give up. If it's reggae you like, do it. But make sure positive vibes will take you far. Negative vibes, fire, burn upon it, because violence will not take you anywhere except the hospital and God forbid the grave or jail. So stop the violence, stay positive, keep close to your higher power as you understand it, and concentrate on your dreams and aspirations.
All right, wonderful. Wonderful people, I hope you're listening, huh? We're serious, Grammy's coming soon.
Aye.
Yes, Grammy's coming soon. We don't have how many awards already? We're looking for the Grammys. Coming up. Check her out on YouTube, Linda Chocolate Birth Year. Yes, chocolate, the actual chocolate spelling. On Facebook, Linda Chocolate Birth Year as well. Chocolates Alive Birth Year. On YouTube, on Facebook. Instagram, Linda Chocolate Birth Year, @Chocolates Alive. Twitter, @Chocolates Alive as well.
And SoundCloud.
All right.
So much. I love you, Choco lovers. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that's what's up every week. I'm going to be giving you the updates. Facebook is too limited to say everything, so I'm going to be recording and telling you, making announcements of what's up, what's coming. So stay glued to it. Amazing interview by the girl Eka. We're gonna take a photo with her. So yes, it was an amazing radio interview. Thank you so much for your support. I cannot stop thanking you for your support. I'm on my way now in Rodney Bay for another link up with some great artists for what's up in the future. I'll be letting you know when we confirm whatever it is that we're confirming. Yes, I'm excited. It's all happening right here in St. Lucia and hopefully in the rest of the world. Linda Chocolate Birthday LCB out.